Order. I'm calling the meeting to order. Welcome everybody. It is Wednesday, July 10th at 6 p.m. And this is our regular board meeting. So again, welcome. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of 6/12/24 and the joint town village meeting of 6/26/24. For a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Randy, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can see you too.
Yes. You have to see me in order to vote.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Okay. All right, correspondence. There's one correspondence, and that's from the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation on the Pirate East Hydro project. We've been working, this has been going on, I think, since late 21, 22, that the relicensing has started, and so now the DEC that the application for the DEC permit is complete. So, that's moving forward. And there's a little bit, it's on the agenda a little bit later, and we'll talk about, what we've accomplished with that project as well. Town finance reports. Angela.
Good evening. The finance report for June covers the first half of the year and all of the funds, with the exception of the B fund, are showing a surplus in all of them. The B fund, we have more revenue to collect, whereas, we would probably see that shift again in the last half of the year, but that was also the fund where we had an appropriated fund balance as well. So it's doing, I would say, as budgeted for that fund. The highway fund and part town highway, when we look across the entire government spending for, are we spending in accordance with our plan? We are. The personal services, between those two funds equal out by the end of the year, and we are expected to be within budget. So overall, there are no surprises on the individual funds, or anything to draw your attention to at this point in time. The very last page, the bright page, is your cash position at the end of June. And comparing that to May, again, no significant variances or anything to draw your attention to there. Are there any questions on anything?
Oh, John is on. Hi, John. Are there any questions on the finance report for the town?
Can't hear him.
Okay. The clerk's office.
So the clerk's office, we did our monthly reconciliation on that as well, and the total accounts balance out. And we did finish the tax collection for the county as well in this June period. And that would all be have been transferred over. And there were fees due to the town at the end of the month of $52,066. Any questions on?
Heidi, anything to add?
Nope, you should get your final tax payment check tomorrow. And we will be completely closed out with taxes.
Great. All right, the next item is department reports. So,
No.
Good.
Audit
oh,
committee.
excuse me, audit committee,
Okay, that's it.
So
that was Jim and Wayne.
Wayne's got it.
Yeah.
Wayne's got it.
Oh, you
Ready?
got it? Okay.
Townwide A, 25, 259.85. Town outside B, 13, 348.16. Part town highway DB, 89.68 and 7 cents. Special districts SF, 4,588.83. Special lighting, 277.78. 78. 277.78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78. 78 highway DA, 18,601.06. And trust agency, 25,317.34.
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further questions or concerns? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. Now we'll go to department reports. Lee, why don't we start? Oh, excuse me.
You go
Heidi
first. That's
first.
okay, she go first.
No,
I can go first.
no, Heidi, go ahead.
Okay. Not too much to report. She already did the financial report. And then just a reminder for the DEC, like hunters and fishermen, that sometime between July 22nd and August 1st, they're gonna change over to the regular paper 8x11 and get rid of the Balron. So I don't have the specific date yet, but that is coming. And then in my report, I attached a link that people can go to. It's a Q&A from the DEC, so everybody can kind of look at that. It's interesting and why they're changing. We've been busy with FOIL requests, continue to work with the dog warden. Oh, in my report, I also attached sample copies. I attached those a couple months ago, but I reattached them again. And then Communications Technology Committee, Sally, Anna, and I met on June 27th to go over the agenda for the training session with the department heads on the new website. And that meeting is scheduled for July 18th at 11:30 in the courtroom. So you guys will all know how to update your own page. That's about it, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions? No? Okay. All right, Lee, why don't we go to you next?
Sure, I don't have a ton to report, but, for the New York Forward, the local planning committee had their second meeting on June 25th, and then the open call for projects started on June 26th, and that is open through till July 31st. There are also some office hours that the consultants are holding virtually. This week, they were yesterday, tomorrow, and the 24th, and people can sign up or find information about that on the Canton ny4.com website. Continuing work on the New York Main Street grant, several projects are underway there. The secondary water source construction is underway for that out behind the EJ Noble building for the village. Should be about 180 days or so before the project's finished. The CDBG CARES grant, we got an extension on that to just wrap things up through the end of this month. We did find an 8th business who has applied for the remainder of the small business fund, so that's good. So we're working on getting that wrapped up. The Little Island project is coming along. The benches and picnic tables, I think, are all that maybe is left down there, so that's coming along nicely. The RFP for the Midtown Plaza project, we did extend through next Monday, the 15th at noon, and I expect that the village will probably be making a decision about a developer at their meeting next week on the 17th. The CFA's consolidated funding application grant round is open. Applications are also due on July 31st for that. There is the co-chairs for the regional council are doing some outreach sessions, and there's one in Ogdensburg next Monday at 2. And I put some registration information. That's the only one that's being held in St. Lawrence County. So that's the gist of what's going on.
Is the village applying for any additional funds?
Through the CFAs this year,
Mhm.
we're talking about doing maybe more for Willow Island for additional phases of that project. We are intending to also include that as part of New York Forward, but if we get awarded through LWRP, that would open up more money through the New York Forward for other projects. So I think that's the plan at this.
Okay. Anybody have any questions of Lee? Oh, all right, thank you, Lee. Stephen, would you like to go?
Yeah. We did complete a project that we talked about at the board meeting last month for Rensselaer Falls to get the sub-basing done for the pickle court / basketball court. So we got that done. I filed for the first round of CHIPS reimbursement for this year. Did check with the supervisor to confirm that we did get the money back for chips. We got $256,322.36 back. And EWR, we got $66,206.49 back, so. That gets a good start back for this year already. Last month, still wet this month, but we did get a lot of wind last month as well. We had 2 weekends, had to bring the crew in. One night and then the next day, both weekends for a lot of trees down. Which ended up, had contacted a tree service. We've got 5 that are damaged that we've got to get down, so. Waiting on them to come and do that. They've come, looked at them, given me an estimate, so. How we do that is the tree company will come in, just get them to the ground and we clean them after that, so it's relatively inexpensive to have them do it. And as always, we could use some more help at Highway Garage.
Any questions of Steven? Did we want to talk about the 119,000?
Sure. I requested, I sent an email to the supervisor to have the $119,663.49 from the NIPA road damage reimbursement to have that transferred into the highway construction budget. I'd like to use that money on the Stiles Road and Minor Street. Both of those were damaged by, during that project. So I would like to see it used for what it was intended for. And I had, put in the email the account number.
So, due to timing, I didn't have a chance to draft up a resolution for this. But I'm looking for, the board to approve that expenditure to be moved into the construction account. Is there a motion for that?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so, just so we're clear, we got this money, the 119,000, as a result of negotiations from the, transmission line and road damage through NIPA. So, what I am going to do though is create a separate line in the budget so that it's a clear auditing thing of, the 119 and the 119, so, okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, so we'll get that done. Okay. Any questions of Stephen? All right, thank you, Stephen, and for the crew for all the work. Let's go with Cindy. She's on Zoom.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi. Let's see. Well, I guess I could say data collection. That's what's been going on this month. I have my new assistant, Christy, helping me, and we went out to Rensselaer Falls together and we got it done. It was 176 parcels and the pictures were taken, they were loaded into RPS, and the property record cards were updated. A lot of hit and miss things, either they took care of the house or they didn't take care of the house. So things were noted on the property record card. Then this week I went out to Irish Settlement Road, and I did the whole street, and there was about 8 houses that I would not go down the driveway. I would say it's about a mile long driveway, and I was not going to go down there. So what I did is I sent out an aerial shot of the property and also a residential inventory letter. And I wrote them a letter and I asked them if I could come out and take pictures, or if they could send them in, or to call me or email me and let me know, to further discuss the matter. So I sent out the letter today to those property owners. Hopefully we'll get them in. Two of them were, the pictures were taken when the property was under construction, so really don't know what the finished product is. So be curious to see that. Hopefully we'll be able to communicate with them. As the assessment rolled, July 1st, everything was finalized, and there was only one correction. We have the bar meet this week, and we had to take care of that correction. So that's done. Like I said, we're waiting small claims. I won't know until the end of July if anybody is gonna apply for small claims. And that's about it. Does anybody have any questions?
Board members, any questions?
No,
Cindy, what's the full valuation right now?
So,
400. Is it 400 and? We went up
You mean-
from
Sorry,
last
go
year,
ahead.
from last year, what is the increase of the valuation?
Oh, the increase
Yeah,
from last year? It was
yes,
roughly about 4.7 million, something like that.
okay,
Okay, from last year.
okay,
So like
great.
I said, it's not final, till we go to small claims and till we go to search array, and if there's any, lawsuits, you know, with any of the properties, so if that gets lowered, then that figure can change.
Okay. All right, thank you, Cindy.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
you're welcome.
All right, is Mike on? Mike McQuaid? Mike, can you hear me?
muted.
He is on, right? Mike, can you hear me? Okay, well, we'll try to get back to him, I guess. I just texted him, asked him if he was on. Maybe he got distracted or something. All right, with that being said, I didn't hear from Megan if she was attending, so I'm not sure, everybody's got.
Megan texted us earlier in the day, Marianne, that she couldn't make it tonight.
Oh, okay.
She's training some summer employees.
Oh, okay, all right, great, thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Mike, yes,
Holy cow, I haven't done this so long. I don't know how to use the thing.
we'd like to see your face.
Oh, don't. Really?
Go ahead, Mike.
I know how you feel, Mike.
Go ahead, you don't need to do it.
I think we know what's
You
happening.
muted yourself.
There we go.
Oh,
There-
There you go.
So I did 14 permits through the month of June. And to note, one of the permits was finally, after 6 years and many hurdles, the Mead Road Solar Project has started. That was the very first solar project that came to the town of Canton back in 2018. So it's finally started up on Route 68 entering to the Mead Road. Total project cost for the month were $14,210,000. Fee amount was $61,239. Included in that is a renewal for the Cypress Creek project on County Route 27 because their permit ran out on July 5th, so they paid the renewal fee for that. Quickly, I sent Marianne a voicemail I received earlier today in my property maintenance issues. I heard from a contractor that is going to be starting next week on the demolition of the house in Pirates that was destroyed by fire back in early 2023. And because the owner finally took ownership on June 14th of this year because it was an estate issue. The rest of the month, permit inspections. The project on Pollock Road was finalized finally after a year. Them people are very, very happy. And the only other thing I'd like to mention that I didn't put in there, my next meeting with EDF and group is going to be August 9th. And you can see in my report, there's many items that these constituents are talking about with EDF, and not just constituents, but local educational facilities. Is there any questions?
Where's that meeting gonna happen, Mike?
The Best Western,
And what time?
at the moment, 5 to 7. If that changes, I'll let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's put on. I don't know who organizes it. I just I'm in the group and I go and listen, and that's what I do. So, but that's it. Any questions?
No questions, but I just would like to comment that the group that is meeting with EDF, the email that I got, they're now calling themselves the Canton Solar Planning Committee. That has not been sanctioned by this town board. I don't know who came up with that name, but I think it's important to document that, but so I don't know who's calling them the Canton Solar Planning Committee, but we haven't sanctioned that. Okay. Did I miss anyone? And you also got the dog control report and Linda's report. Okay, so with that being said, I need a motion to accept the department reports.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, committee reports. The building committee met, last week, I believe, or maybe the week before, and we have another meeting, next Wednesday to continue discussions about, we can see the McDonald's is pretty much almost gone, which is a good thing. So we'll be meeting again next week. Next Wednesday. Any other committee reports?
Solar Committee met with EDF for ongoing discussions of supposed to be on, we never did discuss road use in that one, but we were discussing the host community benefit agreement. And there will be more.
Okay,
Complete Streets met Monday. They had questions on Minor Street Road, and I informed them that things are moving forward. We're reaching out. We have nothing to report. Nothing's changed that we should report to them yet. And when we have something to report, we'll report it out. So that's, I told them that. They brought up the Remington Trail. There's a bear sculpture that's broken down there. They've been trying to get it fixed, and they're gonna make one more attempt to get a hold of the sculptor that did it. And the Mike Iverson from, I believe from St. Lawrence, is talking about a bike rack project study that he's doing throughout Canton, on St. Lawrence University, on SUNY Canton, and what we can do throughout the village and the town in different spots. I know that he's gonna get back. They're in the process of doing that. They're gonna report back, and when they report back, I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. They had some proposals that they'd like to kind of see if they could or I don't know, sneak's the right word, put into the New York Forward project. Anna was at the meeting and she had some questions, and she's reviewing the recommendations from the committee. It's just recommendations and how she could fit it into the New York Forward process, things like a crosswalk at out on Governor Street by Law Lane, just different curb cuts and things like that. So, but Anna, that's kind of a village thing. So with the New York Forward, Anna met with them, and she's going to go back and go with that. So that was a nutshell what we went through Monday night.
Any others? Okay. That being said, old business, Rensselaer Falls construction requests, correction. In reviewing it after our last meeting, I indicated it was $3,779.15. It should have been $2,162.15. The additional monies were, for something that the village of Rensselaer Falls would be paying directly, so, I just wanted to, correct that for the record. The Minor Street, speed reduction resolution. The board approved that last month, but we didn't have a formal resolution at the time. We have one now. You've all been, sent it. It's to extend out Minor Street 1,676 feet. This is a mandate from the, county highway, department to have a formal resolution anytime we support a speed limit reduction, we have to have a formal resolution. So with that being said, I need a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Second,
Second,
all in favor, say aye.
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 Carry. All right, ARPA funds final report. You have all been sent that, enjoy that for you. So we received a total, since 2021 of $434,665.36. We've spent it all. We supported the ice resurfacer. We did a broadband study with the village. We did testing on 64 Main Street. We purchased 12 Styles Ave, and we co-purchased 64 Main Street. We did the clerk's office security construction, and the balance we supported for the new lawnmower tractor for recreation. The village did reimburse us half for the broadband study, so that is closed out at this point. I do need to close the bank account. We do have a penny in there.
I see that. I was gonna ask if that's gonna,
Yeah, I don't know if that was,
that'll create a federal mess,
it will,
probably.
it will, so, I need a motion, from the board to close that account, because we know what, first I'm gonna transfer the penny, probably in the A account, because you know, all that work. And then I need a motion to close that
Money
ARPA
short, money
bank
short
account.
in the area too.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, so we'll get that done. And we have submitted, the necessary reports. They did have one or two questions on what we've submitted, so Angela and I are gonna, look at that again. But the reporting hasn't been fun. I can't, I'm not gonna say it's been fun, has it? Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, the Priorities Hydroelectric Relicensing Project. We started this, working on this, in late 21 and 22. I don't know if John or Randy, if one of you would like to report out our journey and where we're at. Would either of you like to do that?
Go ahead, Randy.
So, can you guys still see me?
Yes.
Okay, so I want to ask a question first. I got an update from Sylvia Dakowitz telling what's up, but it says privileged and confidential attorney-client communication. Can I share some of that stuff that's in it, or should I not?
You should not.
Then things are moving forward.
That's why I wanted him to report.
Yes, so
Wait a minute, Randy. So we can't report on what we tried to do as a town and then the result that FERC has allowed, Eric?
why don't we check and do that next meeting, just to make sure we're within our legal.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but if you start talking about it in public, you're waiving attorney-client privilege to whatever's in there. And I haven't seen it, so I'm,
Okay, so we'll wait on that.
Gotcha.
Okay. So let's do that next month after Eric has a chance to look at it.
Okay. All right.
But we are moving forward. How's that?
Tomorrow,
Well,
it's the 11th.
I just want to document it that we've been working on this since 2020, late 2021 and into 22. So, it's a big, it was a big thing.
It's
All
fast.
right, new business, preliminary budget discussion. We've already started the process. I've got, department requests and I'll be meeting with the departments on that. But I just wanted to hear some general thoughts from the board on, the 2025 budget. Any thoughts?
It'll be like the 2024 and the 2023 and the 2022.
Okay, well, we still need to, it's my recommendation that we pass the law to override the tax cap in case we need it. We've done that every year and we've never utilized it. We've done really well. The departments have done very, very well. In requesting what they need and, you know, we started this process since 2018. It's a multi-year visionary type of process. And the departments have done very, very well. And I appreciate all the work that they do.
We're doing so good. That's why we're gonna get 8% of a pilot for BDF and no more.
Jim. Okay, the next item is, it's with mixed emotion that, Shelby Bacon, my confidential secretary bookkeeper, resigned effective the 5th. She, went on to a better position and, I'm happy for her. And this is the way the labor market works. You know, people, they see good people and they, I'll say not approach, but poach, poach people. So, we wish Shelby, very well. She was with us 14 months and she did a bang up job. Really did a great job. The next resignation is part-time clerk in the assessor's office, has resigned her position. Again, she's done a bang up job and Cindy's been really excited. And they've gotten a lot done just to have Rensselaer Falls done, you know. Christy Decay has done a very good job. The third item is I am appointing Christy Decay as my confidential secretary bookkeeper.
Talk about poaching.
It was recommended to me by somebody on staff, but I had that in mind anyways, and Christy had been interested in that position in the past as well. So, she will be starting on the 15th at a rate of 44,671 prorated. So, we're not gonna forget about what's going on in the assessor's office and we're gonna get that done. I'm really pleased that she'll be joining us. Okay, any questions on those three items? All right, next item is public comments. It's time for us to listen. Ask if anyone has anything to say, to leave it to 3 minutes. And so everybody else has an opportunity. If you could, speak loud enough so that the clerk can hear you, identify yourself, and we'll go from there. So is there any public comment?
Mark McKenna, Canton, New York. I want to thank Mighty for getting a FOIL request to me with the application. Looked through the application and solitary billings estimate there for 272,000. Which specifically states 5 foot wide asphalt shoulders on both sides of Minor Street Road. Also in the application, it references Brooks Washburn as the lead architect engineer and designer of the plans and specs. And the approved plan specifically states 5 foot shoulders, 10 foot lane, 10 foot lane, 5 foot shoulder. They also went forward for Brooks Washburn and Tisdale to have a drainage plan in place and sub-base plan, which did state the 5 foot shoulders and 10 foot lanes. Also in your application, you reference, helping local veterans, including the disabled, for access to Taylor Park. So we need this 5 foot wide just for wheelchairs to get access from Minor Street Bridge to Taylor Park. The application also states project shall have an advisory committee consisting of local residents and complete streets task force and report to the public at public hearings. I want to know when the last meeting was held and with this group, and it's supposed to be throughout the project from start to finish. Also, any changes on the drawings that are approved must be by a licensed professional engineer according to the Education Department of New York State, under the direct advisory of the designer of record or licensed professional engineer in the state of New York. The drawing changes shall be recorded, stamped and signed by the engineer. We'd also like to get a copy of the proposed paving plans for Minor Street Road, which is gonna be, or up here is what I'm being told is gonna be done by the town and the St. Lawrence County Highway Department. And we just want transparency. That's all we're looking for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other public comment?
I have a question about
Who are you? You have to identify yourself.
Margaret Mouth. The solar project on 68 now has 2 entrances. Are both gonna be used? There's one at the bottom of the hill, and it's a really sharp turn to get in, it looks like. And then there's one, the existing entrance in. And is what's happening there now just staging? Well, that's pertaining to that, I don't know.
Is
Mike's-
Mike's still on? I don't know if he's listening or not. First,
Well, that's off
I
Route
can
68.
contact him in the office.
Yeah,
'Cause
that,
it's-
that would be best is if you reach out to him and he can answer those
Okay.
directly.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it was my understanding in listening to it all along that the big holdup on why that one started back in 18, the holdup was getting access to it. And when they finally decided to use the access off 68, that is what started moving the project along. I was only aware of one access to it, and it was the one off from 68.
They're both off 68.
There's
okay,
two of them.
I think
There's
it's
two
good
access.
for Margaret to contact Mike.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if.
There-
Yes.
Yep, go
The
ahead.
main, there's 2 access points, but the one at the top of the hill is gonna be closed off after the project is completed. The entrance closest to Canton is gonna be the main entrance once the project is completed. The other one at the top of the hill towards James Road is gonna be closed off.
Okay. Well, we'll have
And
Margaret,
That was okayed by New York State DOT, so.
Okay, so I got the permit to do it.
okay. Any other public comment?
Yes, Sean Casserly, Minor Street Road. Encourage the board to reconsider having the public comment. I know I'm probably a broken record here, the public comment at the beginning of the meeting. I'd encourage a motion by a member of the board and hopefully a second and an ensuing discussion. So we could see where the board was at about this, I guess, my little thing. It doesn't look like anybody else was interested in it but me. So it seems to be an important thing for me. I know the town of Macomb has it. Planning board followed your example last year, the year before, instituted at an R meeting, so I'd like to see that. And my second comment would be just for everybody's information, because I never heard of this word before. It's called a non-standard justification. And it is an amendment to the existing engineered plans. And I think that if I understand it correctly, the ingredients are that a licensed professional engineer has to redraw the plan and then provide a revision of the drawing with their stamp on it. And then that revised drawing has to be approved by the town and the state. And this applies to the Minor Street Road project that calls for 10, 10, 5, and 5. In order to change that, you gotta have this deal. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other public comment? Okay, with that being said, we do need, I'm making a motion to go into executive session for purposes of history of appropriation. Is there a second?
Second,
All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye.
Aye.
And I am asking Stephen to come into executive session. Okay.
thank you.
6:45, what do you think about that?